How's it going, Minnesota Dirt? Today's Tuesday. We practiced Wednesday with the video you just watched. I was supposed to work last weekend at the World of Outlaws show. That got rained out. Sorry for posting that last video after that show. Told you guys we had nothing going on. Come out that weekend. I got out too late. Anywho, been busy. So since it rained out, I figured what a great use of my free time. TJ and I went to Menards, picked up some stuff, and now you may see we got some banners hanging up, but there's more behind those banners. Appears just to be banners. Surprise! All my junk. And then I went real fancy. Put in lights underneath it to keep the bench nice and bright. Not bad. Got all the crap off underneath there, under there. Still got a bunch of junk I need to clean up there, but this little garage is coming along pretty well. So recap of Wednesday. Car, awesome. I was super excited, super happy. I was so nervous beginning because nothing worse than spending all winter mentally and physically trying to get your car ready, and then your first time out there, it's a big turd. It's depressing, but fortunate for us, ours was really awesome, and it's more than usable. So we're gonna roll with that. You know, I did need some fine tuning there. You saw in the feature, well, not the feature, the dry slick, which was more of like a feature style racetrack that we'd normally see. Had all rear brake in the car from the opening few sessions we went out. And then as soon as I came in the corner and touched the brake, she came around fast and in a hurry. After I put about 10 rounds to the front, the car was pretty drivable, a little free, but still really drivable. So I think there just lets me know what I need to do for the feature. So probably Deer Creek after the heat race, depending if the track gets that dry, we'll probably just do a J-bar change, and I think we'll be spot on. So I am extremely pumped for Deer Creek. Going back to Wednesday, we had a motor hiccuping. It was breaking up around like 6,800. So it really didn't affect me too bad because I'm so used to that darn crate motor where we're chipping out at 6,200. So 600 more RPMs was still made me pretty happy, even though she's got a lot more in the tank. So we swapped a distributor. Thanks again to Mitch Gufferson for letting us borrow that distributor. Car ran really good after that. So we ordered a new distributor. When I washed the car Sunday or Monday, yesterday. When I washed the car yesterday, Sunday, when we built this shelf, I drove the car out of here, parked it over by TJ's. And the rain started to come, so I went out there to drive it back in the garage here. Turned on the dash, lights came on, pushed the button, nothing. All my gauges would just shut off, on and off if I pushed it. I'm like, But when I pushed the button, the motor would crank. But all my gauges would shut off, and the motor wouldn't start. So obviously I knew I had no ignition. Quick to turn the switch on and off, still nothing. My helmet blower won't work. Nothing was working, but the engine would crank. So I knew we had power, but something's going on here in the wiring of the car. So I'm starting to think maybe we didn't have a distributor issue. We have a wiring issue. This car got wired 2 years ago. Things get dirty, things corrode, bad grounds, broke wire, there's a lot of vibrations. So we need to really dissect this electrical system of this car, go through everything, clean everything. Got myself a tube of dielectric grease so we can grease everything to protect it and make sure we can flush this electrical gremlin out. So right now, I got the decking all pulled off this side. Makes it a lot easier to get to all these little wires back here and those wires. I was not going to hang to the decking or lay down there with my feet out the window to get to this. It was like, I don't know, 10 rivets to get it all off. So it wasn't worth the $1.50 worth of rivets to be struggling. So now we have nice access to pull all this stuff apart, clean everything. Weird machine, just saying. To go through everything, make sure everything's happy. So my dad's on his way. I still need to rip out that distributor. I need to notch this out or something here, so that's not such a project of pulling motor mount bolts and me standing on the intake to fight that thing out of there. So that's the next thing we need to do. Sounds like a good job for my father. What are we watching? Oh, watching some big block modifieds on flow. But yeah, I am super happy on how that loft turned out. Definitely makes the garage look a lot bigger. Starting to clean up some of this stuff. Really need to get that shock car done. I'm really surprised Jeff hasn't chewed my tail yet, but he's been really, really awesome to work with, and he obviously watches the video, so he's seen the kind of month we have had Minnesota Dirt like you guys have. It's been a rough one. So right now, just mounting up 3 tires for Deer Creek next weekend. We are supposed to go green flag racing this Saturday. Weather is saying that we are not going green flag racing this Saturday, but I can't just sit around and hope that it rains out, because usually if you do that, that's the time that the weather does a complete 180 on you and you're going racing and you're unprepared. So we're gonna keep on chooching on like we're going green flag racing Saturday and make sure everything's perfect and dialed. I need nut and bolt check everything after the practice, re-grease everything, make sure everything is skookum. So yeah, I'm going to continue mounting some tires here. I'm going to set you up on a tripod so I can talk to you and work with both hands. As you can see, based on what I'm wearing, shorts, t-shirt, summer Croc editions, no longer wearing the insulated Crocs. It's a very beautiful day today here in Minnesota. Mounting some Hoosiers, because we're Minnesota, we're on Hoosiers. The USRA cars, they're on American Racing. But I want to show you something about tires here. So we got ourselves our brand new Aero beadlock here. Some people tell you that don't matter which way you put on a tire, but actually it does matter. So Hoosiers and American Racers aren't technically directional, you know, like your big 4x4 truck tires are, or some car tires, but they are directional. Not directional, but are directional. It don't make sense, but yes. So if you look at your tire, you'll see on a Hoosier and American Racer, they put this date code thing right here. Let's see if I can move a little closer here. Right there is the date code thing. Okay. They say, American Racer and Hoosier both say, you want to face that date code towards the infield for the first run of this tire. It has to do with the way that the belts are put onto the tire to create it, that they wear in and they break in better on their first initial brand new hit when they are directional with the, I don't know if they're called bands or the plies. I don't know tire terms, but it's got something to do with that. So with this being a right front, this means that we're pointing towards the outfield wall. So the inside will be pointing towards the infield. So we're going to take this date code dealio here, and we are going to put that down. So now if this was a left side wheel, we would be putting it out so that we can see it when it's on the car. Woo! That one really fought me for some reason. That was weird. Usually they don't put on that much of a fight. Tires on, date code's down, right front, that's pointing towards the infield. covered that. Fancy ring on the tire. Now to pull out all of our goodies. People driving down the road, they don't live down here. Okay, here we go. Like that, tires on, fill it up with air now. And popper when the cool thing's on, put wheel cover. Hey guys, today's Wednesday. Dad came over last night and we found some things. Found a bunch of really nasty looking corrosion and rust on hardware, on electrical components, and we also didn't like how this car originally was wired, so we changed some stuff. So my distribution block right here, this thing was just a corroded, nasty mess. We decided, so this was my main power. So you turn on this turned on the ignition, and it fed both of these switches. And this fed my helmet blower, my ignition, my transponder, my gauges, fed everything. Well, now, no more. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. So now this guy here just feeds the ignition. We ran a brand new wire off of the battery disconnect straight to this switch, then this switch straight to our distributor. So this guy only runs ignition. This guy just runs the blower. Oh, got the disconnect off. And then this one that says lights, this one will turn on all my gauges, transponder, all that fancy stuff. So I went through all the connections, down at the solenoid that's tucked away back there, at the battery disconnect. Everything's clean. All the ground's been cleaned. It sounds much better. I think that was a lot of our issue, was we were having electrical gremlins. So that's why I think the oil pressure was getting all angry. But we ordered a new one, so we'll just throw that in the trailer. If it gets weird, we'll just replace it quick. Not a big deal. Got the new distributor. TJ and I just got done messing with that. When you get them brand new, they have all the vacuum advance on them, the mechanical advance. So bunch of screws, bunch of springs, bunch of moving things around. We finally got that distributor all locked out. We don't want no mechanical advance or vacuum. TJ, what are you doing?
Pulling motor mounts so we can change the distributor.
Pull motor mounts, change the distributor. This new block where the distributor hole is, it's higher on the block. Like it's got meat from literally distributor hole, like on the intake, all the way down, where like the last block, it didn't have any of that. I think, don't quote me, but I think Jamie says this block is a LT1, I don't know. But it's a better, apparently it's supposed to be a better block, more meat. But now that we have that higher tube for the block, you can't take it out. It's part of the casting. We lost all of our slop for our distributor, so you used to be able to put it in pretty far on an angle before it actually got to the bottom of the valley pan, and then it would drop in. Now we don't have that slop, we gotta go straight up with it. And we talked about notching it out on the decking here to make it fit, but we'd have to cut quite a bit to go straight up with it. So it sucks, but 2 bolts, motor mounts are out, and that's what we'll do. So that is our game plan. Set you up on a time lapse. We're gonna get this thing turned over to top dead center, get us back on our timing marks, rip out this distributor, get that new guy dropped in. Here we go. New distributor is almost in. We got it all timed. After we put this new fancy top cap on, it hits the decking really, really bad here. So I just drew some lines there. We'll tip the motor back forward, get this out of our way. Tons of towels. And we'll zip that line and get all this material out, and that cap will be able to go right on, no problem. Chop, cut, rebuild. So that's gonna do it for the night. What we gotta do left, I got the tires mounted. I need a groove sight, wrap those. TJ's picking us up new spark plugs tomorrow. Get that in there. Fill this thing up with fuel. And just a bunch of trailer stuff. And then we need to grease and nut and bolt check everything. I do need to put a new Heim on my J-bar. Supposed to pop the J-bar out of the car. It's squeaky squeaky, and squeakies are bad. So got a new Heim, we'll put that on there. And tomorrow, I'll probably put all the decking and stuff back on here that we had to take all out so we can get to all the electrical. So all right, well, we'll talk to you guys then. See ya. Fill it up on the bead. So remember, look for that date code when you mount your tires. Proper braking procedure. But now that I got the tire mounted, next thing I do is do some grinding. So you see these little nubs, see how smooth that is? So this is fresh out of the mold. And Hoosier uses a releasing agent, so does American Racer, to help get this rubber out of the mold so it don't stick. They say you don't want to put this tire through heat cycle with that release agents on the tire. So, grindy. Give the tire a grind. I just use the old grinding wheel here. I think it's like a 24 grit. Some guys will use those gold wheels that have like really aggressive teeth on it, but I've never had good luck with those. You know, they work pretty good like once or twice, and then it seems like then they go bad and they're junked and they're like $80 and I think we pay like $10 for like a 12 pack of these discs, and I think we've been using the same one for 4 years now. I like the sandpaper deal a lot better than those gold wheels. But yeah, another thing you gotta remember when you grind tires: slow. Make sure your grinder that you're using has a speed setting. Don't buy one that doesn't have a speed setting on it. You'll see guys at the racetrack, you know, just spinning that thing up, and they hit the tire and it's just smoke and stuff's going everywhere. That's bad. You're putting that tire through a heat cycle. Don't do that. That's bad. So that's where I got it sanded. Time to do some grooving. I kind of groove my rears different than I groove my fronts. And then we'll sipe it. Do some siping. This tire's ready for the car. So, well, I'm gonna keep going on tires here. Last night, did a little work. Got the hole cut out. Now the shooter fits in perfect. Put the decking back on this side. Doors all back on. So hopefully all the wiring gremlins are done and behind us. Put some fresh plugs in the motor as well. Figured if it's getting a new distributor, might as well get some new plugs. It's got fresh wire, a couple fresh wires in there to feed it. Might as well replace it all, so that's what we did. So yeah. Mississippi Thunder Speedway officially canceled for the night. It's been raining all day. And unfortunately, I think tomorrow is going to do the same thing. Fusion. So yeah, we'll just sit here and watch it rain. I don't know where TJ is. Well, I'm gonna turn on some TV. There's gotta be something on flow. And do some tires. Here we go. How's it going, Minnesota Dirt? Unfortunately, Deer Creek has canceled. So I was just planning on kind of relaxing Saturday, today and Sunday. Enjoy Mother's Day while I was cleaning the garage. Just kind of nothing really going crazy.
Not today, buddy.
But then I got a call from Adam. He said, Billy, what are you doing today? I said, I was cleaning the garage. He says, hey, we got a wild idea. We got a super stock. We want to go to Cedar Lake tonight. It needs a little bit of work, and we got to be done and loaded up by 3 to go. You want to go? And I said, you know what? That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's go to Cedar Lake.
Let's do something crazy.
And enjoy racing. I get here.
We got the first piece on.
Here is how the super stock is currently sitting.
Yeah.
We got till 3 o'clock to literally get this thing put back together, loaded, and headed towards Cedar Lake. Seems like a lot, but we got Randy here. This man, he can do it. If there's anyone that can build a body in this time frame and make it look good, this is the man right here to call. He can do it. So I got faith. Well, I'm probably gonna set you up on a time lapse. And we're gonna get this thing slammed together. Here we go. 3 hours our time, 1 minute your time. Super stock, ready to roll. Gonna get loaded up, and then we'll probably interview the great Brandon Duellman in the car on the way up there. Talk to you guys then. All right, guys. Well, we're an hour into our drive. I'm bored, so let's interview the great zero car of Brandon Duellman. Hi, Brandon Duellman.
What's happening?
Welcome to Minnesota Dirt.
Thanks for having me.
So, what is the biggest difference between a super stock and an A mod?
A lot.
Okay. So what are you what's the words I'm looking for? What's gonna be like the biggest change? Obviously I know horsepower and 4-bar, like yeah, we all get that, but like is it your entry you have to blow up now, or you need to drive it in harder? Like, well, I don't know. Talk us through it.
Entry's a little bit different. I mean, with the Super, you got the big late model nose on there pretty much, so you got a lot more downforce than the A-mods. With the modifieds, though, there's so much more speed carried into the entry and kind of letting the rear end drive the car. With the Super stock, you kind of, especially with it weighing 2,800 pounds, kind of sometimes have to slow it down depending on track conditions to make sure that she turns in.
So that big old nose makes a huge difference. Yeah. So we're going to Cedar Lake. You said there was bus races tonight?
Bus races, super stocks, and Midwest mods.
Okay, so hopefully the show gets done at a reasonable time.
Hopefully.
So, at what time today, Brandon, did you decide to text Adam and say, hey, I got a crazy idea?
About 10:30 a.m. roughly.
10:30 a.m.
Quarter after 10.
Okay. Adam, how many people did you call?
I called you, Billy Steinberg, and I made sure Ian was coming, and I knew our buddy Randy Geisler was going to come in today, and we luckily had Jimmy Patzner show up at the shop, and we put him to work too. So you're the only one I really called.
Oh, well,
I just had everybody else. I knew everybody else was coming.
Oh, I feel honored. So, Adam, what time are we supposed to arrive, approximately?
When we get there.
Okay.
There's no
what?
such thing as stop signs.
Brandon, what time is Hot Laps?
5:30.
And what time do you think we'll get there?
5:15.
Oh, okay, perfect. Plenty of time.
Exactly. That's 15 minutes.
15 minutes, perfect. How did the A-Mod go up at ABC last night, or where was it called?
Eagle Valley Speedway.
Eagle Valley Speedway. Is there a racetrack called ABC?
Yeah, but that's Ashland.
It's Ashland.
Oh, that's
A little
Ashland.
bit farther away.
Oh, okay. So where'd you start in the heat? Where'd you finish the heat?
Heat race started 4th, finished 5th. Track was like it was fast but dusty fast. A lot of traction still. Haven't quite gotten adjusted to having a hammer down modified race car yet.
Yeah. Brandon's been racing mostly super stocks, then jumped in the A-Mod. I'm still waiting on my A-Mod motor, and then Brandon and I are gonna both be racing A-Mod dirt duelers, and we're gonna come up with a wicked fast program here.
And the feature started 13th, was fighting for 5th towards the end. Lost my rhythm, ended up 8th in the last 3 laps.
Yeah. Well, I saw the car today. It looked like it was in one piece, and some nights that's a win.
It was. Definitely a win there.
So how's it gonna feel now jump back in the super stock compared to the A-Mod when this thing feels like a slow turd because you're so used to the A-Mod now?
It'll be interesting.
It'd
be nice to get hot laps in so I can kind of get reacclimated real quick, but we'll see what happens.
Shane Shabraski can do it. You can do it.
That is true. Shane Zabrowski does it every time. All right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you when we get to the racetrack. I'm gonna go back take a nap. All right, guys. Hot lap time. There's the old zero machine. number one, starting third row inside. So far the track has been extremely heavy as it's raining on us currently. Been very dominant on the bottom so far, but I think by the end of tonight for the features, it's going to be a pretty much against the wall kind of situation. Everyone's really kind of pounding it pretty hard.
drive through that, so I think you're going to start moving up to here where it's nice and smooth. Oh, get my finger on the screen. Alright, lights are down, lights are down. Going green this time. Oh, just kidding. No, they're on. Never been to Cedar Lake. It's a pretty cool place. There's the lake, hence the Cedar Lake. But they're known for their big jumbotron. Here's me having some issues right now. But yeah, that's cool. So here are great needs. Two big old jumbotrons. Alright, lights are down. Going green this time. Well, the rain gets another one. From the heat race, it was already starting to rain, and now it's supposed to do this for the rest of the night. So they're gonna finish up their bus races. That's their bus race night, and they told all of us to go home. So we're gonna go home. I don't know. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so like my mom and dad are coming over. I think Sammy's parents are coming over. I haven't heard yet. I think that's our plan. So that will conclude this video. Sorry we didn't have more action for you. Tried, but the rain has won, and from the looks of it, the rain has won pretty much all over the country this weekend. So maybe next week we'll be able to get some green flags in. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate your support. We're only like 40 people away from hitting 2,000 subscribers. So please tell your friends, your family, like, share, and subscribe, and let's hit that 2,000 mark. See you guys later.